The episode you're about to view here on the Moonshadow Mystery Channel is for the purposes of entertainment only. This episode was filmed non-profit with no expectation of monetary feedback. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, and affiliated characters and media are the creative, intellectual, and licensed properties of Toei Animation Studios Japan, Shonen Jump, V-Jump, and Viz Media. Please support the official release. And now, welcome to an entertaining new segment of the Moonshadow Mystery Channel's Moonshadow Reviews Dragon Ball Super. That's right, everybody. Welcome back to Moonshadow Mystery Channel. I am, of course, your host, Moonshadow Mystery the Changeling. I hope everyone is having an enjoyable Friday afternoon, the time of this film being recorded. For a lot of those in the area where I'm at, here in the southeastern part of the United States, it is a chilly Friday, and unfortunately a rainy one. So I hope everyone having to be outside is wearing jackets, umbrellas, whatever you gotta do to stay dry and stay warm. It is, of course, the shift between summer into fall, and that means flu shots and the possibility of getting sick. That is not something anyone wants to have to deal with. Just one moment. There we go. And again, welcome to the Moonshadow Mystery Channel. This is my first thoughts on seeing Dragon Ball Super episode 61. Amos's Ambition, the Frightening Zero Mortal Plan. I find this to be a very kind of dark title, especially for the fact that all in all the episode was standard at best. What do I mean? Well, let's find out. Now, real quick, spoilers ahead. So if you've not seen the episode, due to the fact that it's still in Japanese dubbing, English subbing, and you want to keep your suspension of disbelief, and your true, genuine response is pure, I highly recommend turning away from the video now, because I have no desire of ruining your expectations by revealing the entirety of the plot of the next exciting installment of Dragon Ball Super. That seems to be the unfortunate consequence of events due to the capping off of the preceding episodes at the end of every credit sequence. Why do we do this in anime and cartoons? It makes no sense. So yeah, you have been warned. Now for comic book geeks, like myself, the Zero Mortal Plan may sound awful similar to the anti-life equation from the DC Universe comics. For those not aware, the anti-life equation is the end goal of one Doomsday. What's the anti-life equation? Well, theoretically, the anti-life equation would allow whoever possesses that knowledge, if they so chose, to use it to literally eliminate all life in the known universe and connected multiverses, which is a pretty huge deal. So basically, yeah, that is Zamos' endgame. Now, I will say this. It was already revealed in the last episode, episode 60, but Zamos and Black being one and the same, that is majorly interesting. Especially since they actually do reveal more about that during this episode. Long story short, the past Zamos, the one who Goku fought, is actually Black. And in some weird way, all these timelines are getting jumbled up and blah, 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 yada yada yada. He is the one who finds the Super Dragon Ball, succeeds in killing his master, getting his body swapped with Goku's, murdering Goku, Chi-Chi, and Goten, in all within the matter of minutes of each other. And then uses the newly created, the Silver Time Ring to travel forward to the future to interact with that Zamos, kill the Master again, and then work together to wish for dual immortality for one another. And then proceeded to destroy the Super Dragon Balls. I'm not entirely certain how that's possible. I mean, they literally contain the essence of the Dragon God, Shenron. So, how do you destroy that which contains a god? I mean, and not just any god, a dragon god. I mean, there's a certain suspension of disbelief with anything involving anime, and that pushes the limits pretty hard. One moment, please. Apologies, everyone. Again, I only have the one system set up, so I'm having to do a lot of multitasking here. I'm just sending a reply to a close friend of mine who's going through some issues. I don't want to get any more detail than that. But let's just say I'm having to be kind of their emotional anchor, something that someone who's experienced depression at any point in their life can understand. It is an important thing to be, and while at times it may seem tedious, it is an extremely noble thing. Well, not really noble, but it's kind of a big deal when someone comes to you and asks you to be that for them. Okay, I mean, it's not the kind of thing you just say, not today. No. You have to be willing to say, yeah, well, screw my other plans, this is more important. The person you work with today could be someone whose life you save unintentionally. Didn't mean for things to get so cryptic just then, but, I mean, they're not going through this kind of thing. That's just, you know, a scenario. But, anyway, yes, they push the suspension of disbelief really hard. So, you know, speaking personally, I find it asking a little much, but, minor nitpick. But yeah, this revelation, it actually eats up about the first half of the episode. And, I understand recaps, and I appreciate that they do this show don't tell approach, but too much at once. Way too much at once. But, bright side, once Goku finds this out, and I'm not really sure how in the world this works exactly, you know, with Black killing Goku and his the whole time stream thing. It's so wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff, you know. It'll give you headaches if you think about it too much. Anyways, this pushes Goku over the edge. Now, bear in mind, while I personally hate the whole Goku versus Superman thing due to the fact that I'm always on Goku's side, and I hate comparing Goku to the New 52 Superman, period, the one thing I appreciate about this is it does offer a good comparison for Goku and Superman. And the fact that, one, they're both aliens with superior abilities in a far superior lifespan stuck on a planet that they have called their own. And two, they both hold back tremendously for the pure sake of trying to avoid taking lives. Zamos and Black push Goku past his limits, and he takes the kid gloves off. I mean, for people who have missed seeing Goku go full out like he did the first time he went Super Saiyan versus Frieza all the way back in the Namek saga, this is a huge, you know, angel choir in the backdrop moment. Just a whole because he goes all out to the point that even the immortal Zamos is kind of jaw dropped like, what the heck just happened? What am I saying here? I mean, when you tick off someone like Goku to the point where they make you give a look as if you're questioning if your immortality really is immortality, that is saying something. Now, as can be expected, Black in the Super Saiyan Rose does take a lot of Goku's blows, even after dealing what should have been a fatal wound to him. But Goku still pushed him back until, you know, he was literally up against a wall and literally back-fisted Zamos in through a building without even blinking. Literally without blinking. It was fantastic. Yeah, there's unfortunately one issue with Dragon Ball of any kind is it gets a little monologue heavy. And a good deal of that is because a lot of things are lost in translation. Now, fortunately for me, I'm getting, you know, English subtext for the Japanese dialogue, so I'm seeing it all uncensored, unfiltered. But it is still dialogue heavy, and that is one little drawback for even for a lot of old school hardcore fans of Dragon Ball like myself. But again, naturally, Black does end up giving the whole villain smirk like, you thought you had me, blah blah blah. And ends up doing some pretty heavy damage to Goku, causing him to get knocked all the way back to, you know, normal Goku down on the ground, hurting. Not dead, but majorly hurting. Now, I'm not going to go too heavy in detail on this because, again, this is about an average episode at best. But we do get an awesome moment at the end where it's revealed, and they've been hinting at this pretty hard since, you know, Future Trunks met Beerus in the past, that time travel is a big major deal, and you should only go to the past, not to the future. I mean, only go to the future, not to the past, whatever have you, and not tamper with anything. Every time Trunks has used the time machine, it has tampered with the past and created another one of those golden time rings we see in previous episodes. This is important because it all goes back to the day when Trunks first traveled to the past to save Goku's life in the Android saga. Yes, somehow this all domino affected, or rather butterfly affected if you want to stick to the time travel thing. And basically this ticks Trunks off to the point where we see hints that he may be the next one to go Super Saiyan God. Mind, he's still like in an Ascended Saiyan form, but he's got this blue aura pulsing off of him by the end of the episode. And he is so enraged after hearing everything, so enraged for all of his efforts basically being flushed down the toilet, that he's like, Dad, you take Zamos, I'm going to go kill Black. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And I hope everybody's paying attention to that this whole time I am avoiding adult language, despite mentioning, you know, getting to see it uncensored. Again, despite the designated viewing audience, I want my videos and this channel to be enjoyed by a younger audience as well. I don't want, you know, any issues down the road with a kid flipping over, seeing all of a sudden they're spouting out, oh, Daddy, you know, I'm not want to be one of the people responsible for the further degradation of civilized society. It's bad enough already, people. And of course, I avoid the end credit scenes. I hate spoilers. I hate them. Because they've only gotten worse over the years. Like, seriously. If I can tell in the end credits hints at the next episode what the next episode is going to be about in its entirety, that is bad. I mean, I can understand why Josh Scorcher of all brony, he doesn't technically like being called a brony, but of all MLP fans, I can understand why he goes out of his way to avoid them. So you have to go into a deprivation tank for your own benefit sometimes. But this again, it was about an average episode as far as Dragon Ball episodes in general go. The fight sequences, how brief they were after you got to the second half, man, they were pretty intense for how short they were. I was expecting something different. I don't know entirely what I was expecting. I just was not expecting like half the episode to be dedicated to like rehashing things. I mean, after all these years you figure I would, but I suppose that's the kid in me still being a little optimistic. But was it a good episode? It really depends. Was it a bad episode? Again, it depends. This is all subjective. My personal view, yeah, it's an alright episode. It's not great, it's not horrible. It doesn't really stand out on its own, but it does help flush out this part of the history of the franchise a little bit and makes it a little clearer. So it does have that going for it. This would be what we called world building, and that is a good thing. Especially since it'll help make a lot of other stuff make sense in context. Am I excited for the next episode? After the way the episode ended? Heck yes. Quick! Someone fetch the Dragon Balls! I want to wish for the future episode to be released now! I don't want to wait! You have to forgive me. I was trying a poor attempt at mimicking Oolong. And I suppose I'm not making it any better by trying to imitate Roshi. So, what can I say other than tune in next week? Same Dragon Ball time, same Dragon Ball channel. And that's for the episode, not for this show, because I intended on getting this review out days ago, but I got sidetracked by real life and other things. So I'm actually almost a week late delivering this, so I seriously, sincerely apologize to everyone. I'm going to end this video now because it's going longer than I anticipated. If you like this video, please click like. If you disliked it, please feel free to click that dislike button, because that lets me know that there's something I can improve on. If you have any of your own thoughts you want to add in for maybe when I get a chance to recap this episode in a proper animated fashion or in just a more in-depth fashion, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Or if you have critique of some sort, positive or negative feedback on what you liked or disliked about my presentation, please feel free to leave that below. A creator can't improve without critique. Now, if you want to see more videos like this one, like this section of Moonshadow's live action reviews, please click the subscribe button, or, and I would recommend doing this, click my name down above the description of the video and go to my channel and see what other works I have available. I have at least one video on Steven Universe, and as soon as the Gem Harvest 2-parter is released, I hopefully will do either a reaction to or a first thoughts on that. But I also have, you know, My Little Pony reviews, including a new live action reaction to the Season 6 finale. I also have my review on the Equestria Girls 4 Legend of Everfree movie, as well as in Moonshadow Imitates and Moonshadow Sings segments, where I do my best to impersonate characters, people, and do my best to do vocal covers of, well, songs, popular or otherwise, depending on what kind of genre of music you actually enjoy. For me, it's mostly classic stuff. And what's probably been my favorite one so far, well, favorite two so far, my first viewer special, as well as a loving and heartfelt tribute to the late Robin Williams. And I would very much like to do more tributes to actors and people who have strong positive impact on media in general in the future. I'm not sure when I'll get around to doing that. There's so many of them who I'd like to do that for. It's really hard to pick just one. So if you have a suggestion for something like that, please leave it in the comment section down below. I really would appreciate it. And real quick, before I end this video out, just to recap for anyone who may or may not have already seen it in previous episodes, and it will be available in the description of the down below. But here's ways in which you can get in touch with me, leave me your suggestions, and possibly even submit fan art and title card ideas. I'm still getting the hang of editing my channel and doing different things with the video feed and all that. So again, I'm pretty much on my own. But as you can see, you can contact me on Facebook by going to facebook.com/darren.self.12. Message me on Skype by looking up Moonshadow Mystery, parentheses, Darren Self. Again, Darren Self being me, because unfortunately Gmail synced with YouTube and I'm stuck showing my name. Nothing I can do about that because my email is important to other things. My Patreon is still pending, and I sincerely apologize for anyone who was maybe hoping to help me out with things, but maybe one day. You can check out my other works on DeviantArt by going to greatdragonseru.deviantart.com, where I have artistic pieces of not only my OCs for Steven Universe and My Little Pony, but also creative pieces I've done in the past. You can check me out on Twitter by going to twitter.com, or however that works, at Moonshadow_mist, the mist being mystery. Or you can email me directly at selfdarren1@gmail.com, which is the Gmail associated with my YouTube channel. And for those who do take the time to get in touch with me, either by Skype or by Gmail, I do have some pieces that I was originally hoping to save for Patreon, but unfortunately, because I've not got that figured out yet, I can't submit it that way. But they're basically early access to like some behind the scenes stuff. Maybe outtakes, if I actually save the outtakes. But also like audio files that I've done in rehearsal for potential video topics that I've wanted to cover but haven't released yet, including rehearsals for songs that I've done, impersonations, etc. There's a few of them, and I do periodically make more. So, and that's just something you can get if you take the time. Anyways, everyone, thank you for having the patience to tune in all the way to the very end. I sincerely appreciate it. Again, like, dislike, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you back on this channel for the next exciting review that I do. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be, since I've already gotten all My Little Pony stuff for Season 6 out of the way. But who knows, maybe I can go back and give first thoughts on older episodes. It's always a possibility. And some of those future content may be decided by you, the viewer. So leave those suggestions below. This has been Moonshadow Mystery the Changeling, saying, don't go changing for anyone but yourselves. Thank you, everyone. Have a pleasant rest of the day, and a fun, safe weekend. Take care. Until next time.